Hey, what's up guys? My bad, I guess we have one more for you. So just when I was done with iPhone leaks, a ton of new ones decide to come out the day before Apple announces their new iPhones. So in this video, let's go ahead and take a look at those. There's some more details regarding the new iPhone 6.1 inch. By the way, I got the new clone and it is actually awesome. So I'm gonna be doing a new video on that later today. But we're going to be taking a look at the latest stuff right before Apple launches these in less than 24 hours. So to begin with, the iPhone 6.1 inch, whatever it's going to be called, the iPhone 10C, the iPhone 10R, or the iPhone 9, the colors, all of them have leaked in the form of the actual SIM card trays. So this was originally published by /Leaks, and it gives us a look at all of the new colors, including space gray, which, by the way, this matches up perfectly with that color we saw earlier. I didn't think that was blue, it was just too dark. So that's space gray. We've got the silver SIM card trays. We've got the red SIM card trays, which match that of the product red color. I don't think it'll be called that, but it may well be. Also, there's a new blue color, which looks so good. It's a very subtle, almost sky blue. I really, really love this shade. And we have the brown top color, also known as the top. So this one actually matches perfectly with Apple iDesigner, that shade. It's going to be a very muted brown. It's going to look amazing. And I think that it's going to do wonders for Apple, having this variety of colors in a premium design and actually holding it like a real glass version, real metal version of this clone of the iPhone 9. It feels fantastic. Like, wow. I'm going to get into that in a moment later with the actual clone review, but this thing gives me a very, very good idea of what we have to look forward to. Of course, if it had a little bit more colors on it. Now, blinking, you'll miss it, but on the SIM card trays, there's a very, very nice and ingenious way that they incorporated the dual SIM. So this is how everyone thought that Apple would be incorporating it, with a stacked dual SIM orientation. What they did was so much better. They actually used one original looking SIM card tray, but made two ports, one on each side, and one that uses a little compression technique. It honestly ended up looking way better than anything I could have imagined Apple would have planned with that dual SIM feature. Again, the iPhone XS standard version is rumored to feature a eSIM, so it might not even have this dual SIM solution. It'll have one SIM and possibly an internal SIM card. And 9to5Mac published an extensive report talking to an insider source regarding some last-minute iPhone details. So a couple interesting ones. The iPhone XS Max is going to be the heaviest iPhone ever. The iPhone 8 Plus currently weighs in at 7.13 ounces. This one is going to be 7.34, and that's because of the stainless steel material, just larger display technology. And in general, this basically means that Apple might be over the entire thin is in thing and are trading more features and functionality, more quality materials in favor of lightness and thinness. That used to be what they were all about, and it seems like they've been shying away from that in the most recent years as they've been releasing thicker and heavier iPhones. They will change that though with the new Apple Watch, which is supposedly getting thinner, possibly lighter, unlikely, but it's going to be reducing the size. And the Apple Watch right now keeps getting thicker every generation, and the bulge on the bottom is really, really uncomfortable. So hopefully it is going to be a much more comfortable device to wear. And holy crap, I did not realize I actually had an example of this, but they mentioned that the iPhone XS Max will be getting asymmetrical speakers. So it'll look just like this. It'll have 7 on the right side here and 4 on the left. For an unknown reason, they are reducing the amount of speaker holes here. Usually they're all about asymmetrical design. Apple's design, you can put a line through it. It's usually perfectly equal, as a Thanos would say. But that's so strange, and I can't believe I had this all along and I didn't notice it. This is a more recent version of the dummy, and you can clearly see that there is that there. Now, this is a barometer on the iPhone 10 series. On all iPhones. It's not a dual speaker down here, it's a barometer. So it's unknown why it needs so much space in the first place. Maybe that's why Apple's reducing it. They might even do something with that extra space there. That's kind of where the Taptic engine is, maybe improve that or whatever. But I thought that was really interesting. This will be the first time we ever have an iPhone with unmatching ports on both sides. Well, besides the fact that they used to have a headphone jack. Usually Apple tried to make it as equal as possible. And you guys know that wallpaper that leaked with the gold iPhones. So 9to5Mac says that Apple will be making unique versions of that wallpaper for every single color of the iPhone XS. So the space gray one will likely have a darker gray version. The silver one will have a lighter, whiter version. And I just mocked these up. This is with a planet, and I'm going to talk about that wallpaper here in a second. but I think it looks really nice, color-coded. Hopefully Apple won't be removing those in a future updates as they always seem to, but you will be getting unique wallpapers for every different version or color of the iPhone XS. Also, the source of that wallpaper has actually been discovered prior to the release by AR7. It was made by Jason Tozer mainly and Ramakant Sharda, and it's called the Soap Bubble Planet. So it's a little bit of each. It's both a bubble and a planet. So neither person was wrong. I thought that it looked really, really cool, and I want to see the rest of their lineup. And they actually shared some of the other artwork that Apple might be using, and this is it. Looks really, really nice. And I just wanted to point something out about the iPhone XC possible naming that I've been seeing roaming around online. Lately, everyone's been pointing to iPhone XR, including Mark Gurman, so that's the one that I believe. XR, I'm sure, will grow on me. I don't really like it, but it's the most logical one. 10C in Roman numerals, which by the way is how Apple names the iPhone at 10, it's the equivalent of 90. So it would technically be the iPhone 90 if read the same way as the iPhone at 10. So I don't see Apple doing that. The 10C could potentially cause a lot of confusion. So iPhone XR or iPhone 9 seems most logical at this point. And sadly, the 18-watt power adapter will truly be reserved for the new iPads, and it will not come in the box with the iPhones. So fast charging will not be possible straight out of the box. It'll come with a 5-watt adapter as usual. So anyone hoping for a little bit more, prepare to be disappointed. And this is with some price cuts, so I guess it hurts a little bit less, but still, I would have liked to see this adapter in the box. And 9to5Mac reports that for the first time ever, the Apple Watch Series 4 is going 64-bit. I actually didn't know this until today, but the Apple Watch Series 3 and below has a 32-bit processor, and Apple has been upgrading that slowly, but it's still not at the 64-bit level, and now it will be getting that support, which should mean it'll be a huge increase in performance. And according to the Roman Carrier website that listed all of the new iPhones for pre-order early, they're saying that the iPhone XC model, or the iPhone 9 or XR, whatever you want to call it at this point, will have an Apple A11 chip. Now, if Apple really decides to pull one of these on us, I think that would be extremely disappointing, considering that the price might go as high as $850. That would really be a bad move on their part. I think a lot of people would get angry that they're getting shortchanged just for getting a device in the middle size-wise. So I'm really hoping that the earlier rumors were true, that A12 will be standard on all of the new iPhones, but there's a very good possibility the cheaper iPhone might mean cheaper performance as well with an A11 chip. And a couple of other tidbits, Apple will be live streaming this entire thing on Twitter, so if you aren't able to watch the actual event in real time, you can just check up on Twitter periodically, and they will be posting all of their points and likely the high quality images of the product, so do check that out. And extremely interesting, developer Rambo finally shared with us how he got those promo images early. So he said that he used a very similar URL makeup from last year with the product recap page, so he changed and guessed the names of these devices and it came up, and this is where he got those images from. I would have liked to see the screen capped version of it. He said that Apple quickly hid the page after though, so I'm not sure how that came into play, but very interesting, and it's unlikely that this will ever happen again. Oh, and there's plenty of fake leaks going around just a day before the actual release on /leaks. There's a product landing page made by the Apple Hub that was reposted as leaks. Looks very convincing though with a $900 price tag. That's what I'm hoping the iPhone XS starts at, by the way, so hopefully he's onto something there. And an actual hands-on with the supposed iPhone XS, and doesn't really show us anything that could prove it's a XS, just using the new wallpaper. Really, very creative, guys. And our concept with the iPads with the glass back could actually be a reality here very soon. So Apple was granted a patent that they filed for the iPads that would enable them to have a ceramic back on the entire surface. Not only on the entire surface of the back, but on the actual antenna portion that could allow for LTE connections and whatnot. So there would be two separate pieces of ceramic. That's a very large surface area for ceramic to cover. Considering they can't make it in adequate enough amounts to cover iPhones, how are they going to do it on an iPad? And the patent for an iPhone or an iPad combining with a clamshell design of a MacBook to make it a complete device has been granted to Apple. This was filed a while ago, where you can actually use your iPhone as a trackpad. Possibly it'll be the processing unit for the computer once you clamp it down. It's a pretty cool idea, and for the iPads it would become the display with the keyboard already built in. So they definitely have to add an OS mode, much like the Samsung counterpart. part, but it could be a very useful thing in the future. And about iOS 12, so I've had some questions about that. The GM will drop tomorrow, as Apple has done in the past, and then the final release will likely be during the weekend on Friday, possibly on Monday, but most likely on Friday, as they just release it a few days afterwards. There's a lot to look forward to, and if you guys are on the betas right now, you'll be able to update to the GM right away using your profile and the over-the-air update. And then if you want to update all the way to the final build of iOS 12, you'll have to delete that profile and then go ahead and update after restarting your device. Very, very simple stuff. And I wanted to ask you guys, what are you most personally excited for at this event? After seeing the iPhone 9, I'm actually really looking forward to seeing this thing in person. It is going to be such a stunner. I mean, it's the perfect size, I think, perfect build material. The colors are going to be amazing. This is going to be a crazy hit, and I'm really looking forward to getting it. But I am most excited for the Apple Watch Series 4. Really hard to resist that new design once it was leaked. It looks incredible. I think it's going to be a killer as well in sales. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in a little bit here with the iPhone 9 clone. Actually really, really amazing, and I'm excited to show it to you guys. So stay tuned for that and for the event tomorrow. Peace.